Hey guys, I'm Shauna, and it's so great to see you today at camp. We do lots of things here to show that we belong together. We say our camper pledge, and we do fun activities to earn our Wilderness Camper badges. Well, today, my friend Camper Cam, the expert Bible man, is going to help us earn our last badge. And he's going to tell us a story from the Bible about a man named Daniel. Daniel's story will help us answer our big question. Who did Daniel belong to? So, let's activate our adventure and find the answer. Everyone, throw the ball with me and say CCV Kids, activate. Are you ready? Here we go. CCV Kids, activate. Whoa, it's a lantern. Awesome. All right, campers, I need your help to hike to the Wilderness Base Camp. It's just a short hike, and that's where we'll find Camper Cam.
Hello, Shauna and campers.
Camper Cam, we were just on our way to find you.
I thought I'd meet you along the way because today we're going to earn a hiking badge.
Oh, yes, and what better place to do it than on a hike?
That's right. Hey, it's the Wilderness Camper signal. That means it's time for
our Wilderness Camper skill.
The wilderness must be explored.
Caw, caw, roar.
Today we're going to learn 3 essential rules for hiking safely. Let's get started, campers. Stand on your feet. Now, hold up one finger and repeat after me.
Everyone hold up one finger and let's repeat after Camper Cam.
Rule number 1.
Rule number 1.
Choose a good leader.
Choose a good leader.
When you go on a hike, choose a good leader you can trust to take care of you and lead you in the right direction.
That's a great point. You shouldn't go anywhere without a good leader. Camper Cam, will you be our leader today?
You bet I will. All right, everyone, march in place like this and follow me. Oh my, there are so many trees. We can't climb over them. We can't go under them. We need to go through them. Campers, swish through the trees with me like this. Swish, swish, swish.
Great job, guys.
All right, campers, it's time for our second rule. Hold up 2 fingers and repeat after me. Rule number 2.
Rule number 2.
Always follow your leader.
Always follow your leader.
When you're hiking, you always want to follow your leader and do whatever he or she tells you to do.
Oh, that's a good rule, Camper Cam. You never want to go off on your own. You could get hurt or lost.
Exactly. So today, campers, keep following me and you'll have fun and stay safe. Let's go. Oh, look, there's a giant log. We can't go under it, and we can't go through it. We need to jump over it. Come on, guys, let's jump on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, jump! All right, keep marching. Oh no, look at all that mud. We can't go over it. We can't go around it. We have to step in it. Here we go. Squish, 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 squish. Well, we made it.
Yes. Good work, campers.
And last but not least, rule number 3.
Rule number 3.
Hold up 3 fingers, everyone, and repeat after me. Always be prepared.
Always be prepared.
That's right. When you go on a hike, be prepared by wearing the right clothes and shoes, just like I am wearing right now. And bring plenty of water and healthy snacks.
That's a good rule to remember, Camper Cam.
Well, I think I have everything we need right here. Let's keep heading to base camp, campers. Oh my, there's some bear poop.
Yuck.
We can't go under it, and we shouldn't step in it. Gross. We have to go around it. Okay, campers,
plug your nose like this and step around the poop with me. 1, 2, 3.
Good work, everyone. Keep marching. It looks like we're almost to the campsite.
We made it!
Nice hiking, campers. Everyone sit down by the campfire now. Great job. So, the 3 basic safety rules for hiking are: choose a good leader, follow your leader, and be prepared.
Choose a good leader, follow your leader, and be prepared. I think we've got it.
You know, these rules remind me a lot of some rules Daniel and his friends followed in the Bible.
Well, maybe their story will help us answer our big question. Who did Daniel belong to?
Well, Shauna, let's find out. Campers, it's time for
Campfire Bible Stories with Camper Cam, the expert Bible man.
It's me. That's right, campers. It's time to explore God's Word. Everyone grab a giant marshmallow and put it in your mouth. It's time to learn about Daniel. This is Daniel. Daniel and all of God's people were taken from their home by King Nebuchadnezzar to live in the king's kingdom, Babylon. The king ordered for some of God's people to come serve in his palace. He requested young men who were healthy, smart, and quick to learn new things. So Daniel and his friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, were chosen to serve in King Nebuchadnezzar's palace. When Daniel was training, he had decided that he didn't want to eat the foods from the king's feast. Daniel knew that it was full of foods that God didn't want him to eat. Then Daniel asked if him and his friends could eat only vegetables and drink only water for 10 days. When the 10 days were complete, Daniel and his friends looked healthy and strong, even better than the men who ate the king's food. Daniel obeyed God because he knew he belonged to God and God loved him. One day, King Nebuchadnezzar had a dream that worried him so much that he couldn't sleep, so he asked his magicians to help. But the magicians said what he asked was too hard. The king became very angry and he ordered that all the wise men be killed, even Daniel. So Daniel went to the king and told him he could explain his dream if he could have more time. Daniel went to his house and prayed to God, asking him for help. God gave Daniel a vision, and he was able to tell the king what his dream was and what it meant. Daniel asked God for help because he belonged to God. He knew that God would take care of him. Sometime later, King Nebuchadnezzar had put up a statue. He commanded that all the people must bow down to it whenever the music plays. If they didn't, they would be thrown into the fiery furnace. Daniel's friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, refused. They would only bow down and worship God. This made the king angry, so he made the furnace extra hot. Then he had Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego thrown inside. When the king looked into the furnace, he saw 4 men, and one of them looked like an angel from God. He ordered them to come out of the furnace. God had saved them. Daniel's friends chose to obey God instead of the king. They followed God because they belonged to him. After a while, there was a new king named Darius. He had planned to put Daniel in charge of the whole kingdom. The other leaders didn't like this, so they looked for a reason to get Daniel in trouble. They told the king to make a new law that all the people should only pray to the king or they would be thrown into the lion's den. But Daniel still prayed to God because he loved God. The other leaders caught Daniel praying to God and told the king that he must be thrown into the lion's den. The king did not want to, but he couldn't change his law, so he had Daniel thrown into the lion's den. The next day, the king went to the lion's den to see how Daniel was doing. God had sent an angel to protect Daniel, and the lions didn't hurt him. The king was filled with joy. Daniel prayed to God because he knew that he belonged to him. While Daniel and his friends were living in Babylon, they obeyed God and followed him. Sometimes this made them different than the other people that lived there, but they knew that God loved them and had what was best for them. Daniel knew that he was one of God's people. He knew that he belonged to God. We can know, just like Daniel, that we belong to God too.
Wow, what a great campfire Bible story, Camper Cam. Daniel and his friends always followed God, no matter what.
They sure did. They knew that God loved them and that they belonged to him. And just like Daniel, we belong to God too.
Hey, campers, we just got the answer to our big question. Who did Daniel belong to? The answer is Daniel belonged to God, and I do too. Who did Daniel belong to? Daniel belonged to God, and I do too.
That's right. Today we learned 3 basic rules for hiking. Choose a good leader, follow your leader, and be prepared. Daniel and his friends did just that. They chose God to be their leader, they followed him, and they were always prepared to pray and obey. This showed everyone that they belonged to God.
Well, and we can do the same thing. We can choose God to be our leader, we can follow him, and we can always be prepared to pray and obey. All of these things show that we belong to God too.
That's right, Shauna.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Camper Cam, for helping us answer our big question and for taking us on a hike. We've had such a fun time with you here at Base Camp.
You got it, campers. Always happy to assist.
Well, we still have some more skills to work on back with our camper cruise, so we better get going.
Well, have fun, campers. The wilderness must be explored.
Caw, caw, roar. Will do, Camper Cam. Thanks for everything.
You're welcome, campers. Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh. Going on a hike today was so much fun. We earned our final badge, the hiking badge. So cool. You'll get one before you leave camp today. Well, our hike led us to our Bible story about how Daniel knew he belonged to God. Like Daniel, we belong to God too. We can show that we belong to God when we follow him and obey. So next time you go on a hike, remember that Daniel belonged to God, and we do too.